Welcome back. This is the final video where we are going to complete this to-do application. So for now, in the home screen, we have a logout button and a text that it is a home screen, nothing else. But we don't want these things. We want a list where we can see our task, add button so that we can add new task, and also option to delete them. Okay, these things are required. And in the models, we have created a to-do model. Here we have title, a description, when it is completed, is it completed or not, and when it is created at. Okay, and besides that, we can also add one, that the ID, string ID. Okay, this is a required one, and for that we can again call generate the class for it. So we have the required ID part created at and all these other things. Yeah, nice. Now we are going to head over to the documentation section of the Appwrite, where we can see how to use the databases. Okay, so for this task in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create. We are on the client side, okay, and on the client side we have Flutter. Let's choose that for the documentation part. And databases service allows you to create structured collection of documents, query and filter documents. Okay, and manage advanced set of read and write access permissions. Nice. And the databases service can contain multiple databases and each can contain multiple collections. So this is the first thing, a database service can contain multiple databases. So we have understood that in the database part, in this console, we need to create a new database, and let's write it here that to do database or just DB. Nice. In this database, we have an ID and we will require this ID, so let's copy it for now only and go to the constants dot here, write string database ID equals this, paste this ID. Okay, your ID will always be different because Appwrite generates different ID, so keep that in mind. And under that we have we need to create a collection as well, and what items would that collection contain. So we can create a collection like to do. We will what is this, what will be our structure is that we will list contain all to do's in a single a collection, and it will have a ID called user ID, and under that all the things will be listed there, like the name, means the user ID, name, sorry, title, description. As we can see here, to do model, the title, description is completed, created at, and ID of that to do. Okay, and then what will be there, an extra field, that is the string user ID, that is required. Okay, and what we can do is go to and again call data class generator, generate class properties. This will do nothing but add this in the this to do constructor and also add some functions. We don't need all this function, but you can get this code from the description. Make sure you check it, and we can now save it for now and go to the collection and click on create collection and name it to do list. Okay, or just name it to do collection and click on create button. Nice. And we will have the attributes and we need to create the attributes. So the attributes would be these things. Okay, so we can add it now only, title, attribute type string, and it can be of length. I'm just here keeping it 5000 and clicking on create, and you have to do it for all the attributes. Description, okay, select attribute type, string, sorry, it was not selected, yeah, 5000, create attribute. It is for the is completed. Actually, all the required parts will be done by that our application only. So we don't need to make this required or those things. We can handle it on our own. So created date is a date for ourselves, but so click on user ID. Again, create an attribute called user ID. Put it at string and do it like 30 before, because it won't be more than that. Okay, and click on the create button. So this was the very basic thing that we have done. Let's copy this collection ID as well and keep it here like string collection ID equals. So we have copied the collection ID, and this is some demo thing, and we can just delete it or let it be here. Now go over to our application, remove this. Okay, go to the home page, and we will be removing this center widget for now. We don't need this. We are going to create a list view dot builder. Okay. Hmm. And we will be having a function called void a get to do's. Okay, it will be a asynchronous function. Okay, and also we will be having a list. What is that? To do model. Let's. What is that? To do. To do's equals. Yeah. Okay. We'll be having the item count equals to do's length, and item builder list style with title and description, these things. Also we will be having trailing icon button to uh, delete this. Let's put it here, const icon button, oh sorry, const icon icons dot delete. Let's make this some little beautiful. Okay, nice. Let's see if there is any error or not. No, no error. Okay, and in the init state, we are going to call the init state function, and here we are going to call this void get to do's. Okay, get to do's. And for now, in the to do's part, uh, to do's dot push uh, uh, add to do. Let's keep it random. Anything false created date time dot now. ID would be anything. User ID would be anything. And yeah, this is done. Let's, yeah, we are getting all these things. Okay, and we have also this to do delete button. Okay, let's, we can also change the color, but for now this is not our main focus. For now we can do that thing later. First of all, we need to add a button to add to do. So for that, what we can do is let's remove this. we need to have a floating action buttons. So we are going to create a floating action button so that we can add the to-dos. And here we are going to show alert, show dialog. Okay, uh, and here we are going to show a dialog, and here we will be displaying our full app, that is added to do, and the text, title, these things, bled, add fonts everywhere in the file. Yeah, these things are done. The input, decoration, the title, and all those things. Okay, and finally, the to do is going to be added. Let's check how it works for now. Yeah, this is the thing that we want to get, title and description. These things need to be input by the user. The date and time, the ID are going to be done by us. And when we press the add, it should store this description and title. And if the user wants to add it, we are going to add that in our database. So we are going to have another function, void add to do string titles in this description. It won't be an asynchronous function, but after adding a to do, what we need to do is create that one. Hmm, we are going to we need to call again the database to get all the to dos. Um, uh, create to do title description done. Nice. Okay, but we need to have this alert dialog, and this code is here. And what we can do for now is that uh, create two variables, string title equals to empty, string description equals to empty, bool create equals true. Okay, why we are using, you will understand now it now only. Like when the user presses that yes, he wants to create it, we want to set it string create equals false. Okay, if the user does not wants to create, means he presses cancel. But if the user wants to create, we are going to say create equals true, and the title equals, we can change it here also, like uh, on change the value, title equals value. So we need to remove the constant from here. uh, Same thing here also, title equals to value, and also here on change value, description equals to value, and put the const here. Otherwise, when the user presses the add button, we don't need to do it anything here. We will just calling then, and we are going to call add to do the title and the description, and done. Our work is done. In the add to do part, for now we can just remove this comment out and just log that our title, that if it is working or not. Okay, we will keep our eye here, and thus this will be this is title and something, and add, this is title. Okay, this is working. This is title. Oh, sorry. We have not checked that if the user wants to edit or not. If we can add, if create, then we are going to do that. Okay, now we are going to have it like this is title and add, but this is title and we are going to press cancel. No log is there. So fine, this is working. And now let's remove this log from here. Uh, Call let's create to do, and here we are going to have our databases part. So go to databases. Databases equals databases client, and here we are going to first of all databases dot create document. We have our database ID, collection ID. The document ID would be unique. The data would be very that the title will be title, description equals false, that created at. Let's check our to do model here. Created at this thing, or what we can do is we have our to do controller, to do model, and we have a function called to map. So it converts the thing into a map, but we need this ID. So what we can do is let it be like this only for now. Created at, let's check it first for once more that it is correct or not. Created at, and to do controller created at, and another thing is that user ID. Let's check it. Yeah, user ID, and we need to get this user ID. So how we are going to get that user ID? So let us create a function here, string. It would be a future string function that gives get user ID, and it won't take any function. It would be a synchronous function, and it will create an account equals to client. Then this is the function to get that ID, and then we will be doing that. We are going to call return this response.id. Okay, we are going to just call this thing. It's very simple. We are going to just sub it and then return this ID. As you know that this is a thing that every document has, so the user will also have this thing. Okay, this won't be any problem, and you can also check here that if this exists or not. Otherwise, it won't show that. Okay, you can check it. Yeah, here it is, the ID. Nice. And now go to that database and put just call string user ID, await async user ID, and put it here, user ID. Done. Then just we are going to log it, and also one more thing, we are going to show a snack bar that the document has been created. Let's see it here. I think it is done. Yeah, more or less it is done. So we can, what we can do is now check it if it is working or not. Sample title, let's check if there is any error or not. Sample to do, and click on add. Let's check if it is working. Oh wait, have we done that? In the home screen we need to comment that out. So yeah, we have done that. Let's check if that create to do, and we are calling that create document, then value. Oh, okay, there may be some error as well, so we can like call catch error, and log that error as well, because we don't know if there is any error or not. So there is some error, I guess, but caught a type of Appwrite exception. Okay, so there is some error. Let's go to our Todo controller, and we have done here that we need to get the error. Okay, to string. Let's clear it. Try it again. Uh, we have error, so we are not wasting much time. A user is unauthorized to perform the requested action. So there is some error that the user is unauthorized to do. So this has to do something with what we call is usage, or who can use this. Okay, so and we can add a role, and we can make it anyone can create, read, update, or delete. Okay, these things need to be done in the update permissions, and once we do that, let's check again in our console, and create a sample title. We should able to fix the sample description. Click on the add document, invalid structure, invalid unknown attribute completed. So we have to do something with that call is completed. So this is not the correct one. We can delete it, and we can create a new attribute which is just completed. Or oh, wait, the to do model, it is completed. So it was correct actually, but we have done that thing wrong. And create is completed, and in our to do controller, this should be fixed, that is completed. Now it should work. Now it should work. So it is sample title, sample description. Invalid string and no longer than 5,000 characters. Okay, milliseconds since approach. Let's make it in the this thing, what it is called, title description. Let's put it in the colon. I don't know where the error is going. For now, let's click on create title description. So yeah, it was, maybe the error was here only, milliseconds since approach dot to string, to string. Okay, this was the error, and once we do have done that, we can again call it, and this is title, nothing. Click on the add, and we have got our ID. Nice. We can also view them in our database. Like yeah, this is the title. These things are done. So we can successfully do this. Add the to-dos. We can see them. And now what we need to do here is get all the to-dos under the current user. And what we can do here is create index. Okay, and get to do, and we need to check if the user ID is unique or not. Okay, and done. This is the thing that we need to do. We can just maybe some error is there. We can also not do that. We have other ways as well. So our to-dos are there, and let's create the get to-dos function and also add them in our the screen. So here is the get to-dos. It would be a async function, and we are going to return future list to do get to dos. Okay, here is the list of to dos as empty, and we are going to return as to dos. Nice. We will first create a database equals to database client, and then we are going to get the user ID, and then we need to get the database from filters. This is not filter, this should be queries. Queries user ID equals to user ID or not. If we get that, we have got the database in our response, and for now we can just create that user ID is required, so we can just add that user ID equals user ID total. Okay, what total, no, documents.length. Yeah, this is the thing that we need to do. And in the home screen, what we can do is get to dos. Yeah, this is the thing that we need to do here. Very simple. Let's wait, let's check what are the errors, because we need to say general argument invalid query method not valid. Okay, so we need to fix that query part. So we will be going there, and first of all let's remove everything and check. Okay, we have again got some errors. Value type of we need to go give some first of all let's remove this, and what we can do is here is completed or is null or not. If it is null, we can just parse say false. Okay, so again some error expect that, but got a type of string, so we can convert it to int and then wrap it in the function data date time dot millisecond from milliseconds since epoch, and let's save it. And we have another error expected valid, but got a type of error at here created at, so it would be here only. So what we can do is we can again save it, yeah, type of string. So what we can call is int dot parse. We can just parse it, okay, because we don't have any other solution for now. And data now milliseconds since epoch. Okay, so what we are doing here was milliseconds since epoch, and it needs integer millisecond. Okay, so what is the error for now? Okay, so the error was here that once we have done that, this document is creating that error, so we can just delete it from now, because this thing is causing some error. And maybe deleting them would fix this. Let's delete these things because we don't know which one is causing the error, and we can just create another sample title and just add it. Today is created, and then we are going to save it so that we again get our list. So yeah, we are getting our title, and this is working. So we are getting our to-do list. It is working. So the queries part. So the query part is that we need to do query dot equal user ID equals this user ID. And if we look at our this, we are getting that. If we create another thing like title 2 or by milk, this will come here like 2 liters a liter and add it here, and the to do is created. But every time what we need to do is that we need to refresh it. Okay, and also we have no function to click on it and view the when it is created, but that it is not required till now. And another thing is that delete functionality. These things do nothing for now. Okay, and so first of all, what we need to do is that when we are creating a to-do, here it is, we need to call get to-dos, but get to-dos won't let us fetch all the lists. So what we can do is here, close this, close this. In the home page, what we can do is that after adding a to-do, this is a function, asynchronous function. So it is just a future void type of function, and we can just do it asynchronous wait, like a wait. Okay, and then call the get to do's function. Okay, so let us try it here if it works or not. Sample 2, something random description, and yeah, it is being added here, and we are also getting this thing. So these things are working for now. So adding and getting all the to-dos is working. Next, what we are going to do, we are going to add the delete functionality. Um, so one more modification what we have done here is in create to do, and here is the we have wrapped it in a try catch function, and then what we have done, we have created a document and we have done a wait call, and then done all the things. And why we are doing this, the reason is because when the we are calling await, we need to await this operation as well, and hence when we create a to do here like something new, anything, we if we click on add, the list will be created. So I was checking that only. Now done, but we can see that this is being hidden. Okay, so what we can do is go to the home page. Okay, this is the list view. Uh, this is the list view, and what we can do is here click on it and click on the column widget, wrap it with column widget, and also wrap it with widget called expanded. Okay, and then what we can do is here add a spacer, uh, sized box or size box of height 100. And why we are doing this, oh sorry, I'm doing it here. It should be done under the column. So spacer, oh it's not spacer, it would be sized box, and height equals 50, and it can be a constant. And so now we don't have any problem. We can see we can also increase it to like 70. You can adjust it according to yourself which one suits you. Okay, yeah, it is happening smoothly, so we don't have any problem with that. And now we can also show here something else as well, so that is also not a problem, like how many to-dos are there and how many completed. We will be placing those things here only, but for now let's add the delete functionality. Under the to-do controller, create a new function, void delete to do. It should be a asynchronous function, and then we are going to take this string a doc ID, to do ID. Okay, and what we are going to do, we are going to, or we can just take the to do itself only, like to do. Okay, and we can just go databases. Database client, and then under the try catch function we are going to create the called delete document. The database ID collection ID will be same, and the document ID would be todo.id, and we are going to just remove this. We don't need this. Delete document, we don't need this. We also do not need this. And this is a very simple thing, and we are going to do it in try and catch. And let's save it. Under the home page, go to the here and create a new function called void delete to do. Or what we can do is here in under the list view widget, under this we can directly call to do controller delete to do and to do index.id. We are just asking for the to do's itself, and it's an asynchronous function, and we are going to await that and delete to do. Oh, sorry, we need to wrap it under future void, and then we are going to save it, and let's check if it is working or not. To do deleted, let's check under the debug console. Like I want to delete that sample title. The sample title is deleted. Something new is deleted. Yeah, it is working very smoothly. No problem. We can also check in the databases collection. Yeah, we have some number of to-dos here and some number of here. So the next task would be adding is it completed or not, and if it is completed we will add a line through it, or we can change the color. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all we should have a trailing icon, like leading icon, set leading uh, on pressed, update today is not there. uh, let's remove these things for now, and also is completed or not, and let's check for it, and let's see how it is visualized here. These things needs to work, but for that, first of all what we need to do is go to the to do controller, create a new function, void future void mark completed to do, or we can just say update. We can just say update to do. We can just take to do to do. It would be a asynchronous function, and we'll be having databases updated, and the data would be like these things, and user ID is completed, to do is completed. Just simple as that. We can just call this function to do updated, to do updated successful. This is a very simple thing. This simple function would help us to update the to do, the title, the description, anything. Created that, and those things are not updated, so we won't modify them. We can handle them on our own only. So going here and just telling that await to do controller, uh, where so the to do would be our to do would be like that. Okay, to do's index, and then to do is completed. We are going to mark it like that, and then we are going to call await to do controller dot update to do. Okay, update to do, and then call the function. So okay, let's check it. To do updated. Let's save it and get things once again. Yeah, it is working. If we add a new to do anything, and we are going to add it, so yeah, this marked. And also we want a line through it. So what we can do here is go to the decoration. I think in the text. Okay, let's check if it is working or not. Yeah, these things are working. Okay, so these things are working very smoothly. So let's proceed in the next task. So the next task would be that we can just deleting one by one, but we can want that to delete all the tasks at once. So what we can do is create a button here and just say that delete all. Okay, and what will happen? All the tasks would be deleted. So let's go here and go to to-do controller and create a new function, void delete all. We can also call a future void delete all tasks, and we won't need any to do because we are deleting all the ones. And for that we are going to get the database, get the user id, get the documents. Okay, and for each of the document we are going to call the delete function, and this would be very simple code. And just go to the home page. Under the scaffold, what we have is we have the actions. In the app bar we have the actions, and under the actions we will have a logout button and another delete button, uh, refresh. This is a refresh one, and let's add. We don't need this. We can delete forever or something like that. And to do controller dot delete all tasks, and then get to dos, and it would be await. We are going to await that, so we need to asynchronize that. uh, just go here and let's check if it is working. So here is a logout and there is the delete. So just pressing on it will delete all the tasks. Okay, and if we want to add a new one we can just press it, hello, welcome, and add. Okay, so nice. Next thing, that is we can add some more. Okay, so we have some tasks here and we can mark some of them completed. Okay, and now we can add a filter so that which tasks are being done or which tasks are not being done. So for that, what we can do is we can add a filter here as well as a drop down, or we can also add here that mark as completed or the completed task or not completed task. So in here we can just in under the sized box we have just created, we can just call the child and we will have a row, and we will have a children, and here okay, we will have widgets such as uh, elevated button on pressed. We can have the okay, let's it be like that text. Or what we can do is create a drop down as well. Let's try to do that. So we have created a drop down button, okay, and with three options: drop down all, completed, and not completed. And if changed, so we are just changing that. If changed, if the value is all, we are getting all the to dos. If the value is completed, we are just checking if the getting the list items that were completed is true, and setting that to to-dos list, and if it is not completed, we are doing that is completed equals to false. So what we can do is create a drop down, and then create three items for them, and like all, completed, not completed, okay. And then what we can do is that get all the to-dos, if the value is selected all. If the value is selected all, first of all get the to-dos, and it would be a asynchronous function, so just future void, and there let's go there, let's scroll, zoom it a little bit, zoom out a little bit, and then going to the to-dos, it would be a asynchronous function. We can just wrap it here as synchronous, and then what we can do is wait here, get to-dos, and then filter our to-dos list. And the same thing we can also do it here. And the reason is we are always getting the to-dos from the backend because it would be modified in this file. So set state. So we need to take care of that. And now let's completed and not completed and all the task. Okay. And also what another thing that is missing here is value is currently all. Okay. So yeah, all completed, not completed, and let's add another task, anything, okay, and just call it like random add. It is being added, but the filter is set to do, and just again we need to do these things, okay. Very simple, right? Oh, so value is not changing, so what we can do is uh, we can just remove it for now because it is just we need to create another value. For that we can just change it, add a default value, but for now let's skip it this part, and we can select these things later. And all, yeah, so all the list we can see here, it's very simple. And this was the whole tutorial. We can add to dos, and but so let's add the value equals value, uh, filter value, and just create here a string called filter uh, value all. And then what we are going to do is if a new test is created, we are just going to add a to do, but whenever get to do's is called, we are going to whenever add to do is called, we are going to just set state filter value equals true, filter value equals all, and this is required, otherwise it would break down. and we can just set state here every time, like filter value equals completed, filter value not completed, and set state filter value equals to all. Let's zoom in little bit. Yeah, and now let's check it. So yeah, our code is working, and if you need this code is available in the description below, and this is our whole application. We can just delete all tasks and then also log out from our application, and then again log in back, and we have the register screen as well, and we can log in here. So this was our whole application, and thanks for watching this video. We made this today application using the Appwrite database and followed the documentation provided here.